Right now, we're on the air here at 11 o'clock with the WHAS11 night team, and we are beginning with breaking news happening right now in far southwest Jefferson County. This is all happening on a street called Eaglewood Drive. That's not far from the Farnsley-Mormon River Landing in Valley Station. Now, here's what we know at this hour. Police have announced that they have many officers there, a heavy police presence, they're calling it, in the 6600 block of Eaglewood Drive. Again, we're all learning about this within the last 30 minutes before we went on the air. Police are also saying, quote, it's due to an active and ongoing critical investigation. Now, at this point, we don't know if that means that involves a shooting or possibly something else. WHAS 11 night team's Taylor Woods is getting to the area right now near the scene. We're going to have a live report from her just moments from now, so stay right here with us. And as we wait, we want to tell you about another breaking story we covered earlier tonight. Metro Police say a man was shot tonight after a fight at the Derby City Gaming Complex on Poplar Level Road. Our crew at the scene shows the police investigation underway in the parking lot. Metro Police say they got the call at 8:30 tonight there at Derby City Gaming. When officers arrived, they found a man, they say, with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he is expected to survive. Police say the injuries are not life-threatening. Now, Tanya Ablin with Churchill Downs Incorporated also confirmed to us that it happened outside of Derby City in the parking lot. She says no one else was hurt and that their employees were not involved. And hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on a very busy night here on the WHAS 11 night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. Also new tonight, they're ready to move, relocating the tenants of Dosker Manor near downtown Louisville. Many living inside one building with unsanitary conditions. WHAS 11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Aspen Hester talked to a resident and the Metro Housing Director, what she's doing to help them with a new place to stay.
And I can't wait, because I'm ready.
Antoinette Hickman is one of many Dosker Manor residents who is eager to move. The decades-long issues of unhealthy living conditions inside the building are coming to an end soon.
A lot of people do have mold in their apartments. I don't have it in my apartment. Thank God I don't.
Louisville Metro Housing Authority plans to demolish the building and has been preparing residents to relocate. Hickman is looking to live in better housing.
And my rent won't go up or nothing is going to stay the same. Thank you, Jesus. I'm really glad about that.
LMHA is looking to get tenants moved as quickly as possible. For now, the moves will be on a voluntary basis, starting with residents in Building A, the oldest tower with the worst conditions. This will help the Housing Authority move more than 500 residents over the next year.
That's our goal, is 12 to 18 months, which for some people will feel like a very long time.
LMHA will also help tenants find better housing through public housing, Section 8, and affordable housing developers.
That's why we're offering to cover moving expenses. We've hired staff to help them navigate the housing market. We're bringing in additional social workers and additional social services.
Hickman is looking forward to touring the other potential housing sites where she can call home.
I have a meeting Friday to go down there, and that's when they're going to show me places where I can go and look and find a place.
Hickman says she will miss some of her neighbors, but not the building.
I ain't going to miss because I don't like being down here anyway.
As she looks forward to a new start in Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
And tomorrow, a Section 8 team will be on site at Dosker Manor working with people who are already on the waiting list and have chosen to relocate to Section 8 housing based on feedback from surveys. And now we want to go to our top story, the breaking news in far southwest Jefferson County, where there's a major police presence on a street called Eaglewood Drive. That's just south of the Gene Snyder in Valley Station. WHAS 11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Aspen Hester have reached the scene. Taylor is there now. Taylor, describe for us what you are seeing there behind you.
Well, Doug, right now, we just got here about 5 minutes ago. It's still not clear exactly what has happened. All at this time is what we know is that this is a critical and ongoing investigation right here at the 6600 block of Eaglewood Drive. We are actually standing outside of this subdivision. That is as close as we could get to the scene. But if you take a look behind me, you can see that police car right here to the far left and yellow crime scene tape in this subdivision. We also see some neighbors standing outside of their homes trying to see exactly what happened. All at this time is what we know is that a critical and active ongoing investigation is taking place right here at the 6600 block of Eaglewood Drive, and the public is told to avoid this area. This is in the far southwest Jefferson County in a neighborhood not far from Farnsley, Mormon Landing, and Valley Station. And again, it is not clear exactly what has happened or how many people are involved, but we will be here on scene for the next couple of hours to get that information for you. For now, reporting live on the south side, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Okay, Taylor, thank you for that update. We're going to join you again here before we go off the air on the night team for a new update. New tonight, we're telling you about a hearing that's now been set up for arguments in the case for a temporary restraining order against the JCPS transportation plan getting ready to be rolled out. JCPS parents have sued the district, claiming cutting transportation for most magnet and traditional schools is discriminatory. The case for the restraining order filed late last week will now be heard by federal judge Rebecca Grady Jennings on Friday, August 2nd. That's just 6 days before the start of school. Also tonight, we have not yet heard from the Jefferson County Clerk's office on if they're going to be open tomorrow. As you know, it's been 4 days since the ransomware attack closed the clerk's offices. They now believe that attack originated out of Russia.
I really felt like the security here was as good as you could get for the money that we got to afford. All of our systems were top of the line. And somehow they got through one little crack, and we will find that out and make sure that never happens again.
Employees are still out of the office, but they are being paid. At a news conference this afternoon, the clerk there, Bobby Holsclaw, said she was hoping some branches could actually open tomorrow, maybe even Saturday. Again, we have no new update on that. In the meantime, our nearby bordering counties have stepped up to help lend a helping hand to clear the backlog.
My staff has agreed to, work overtime and work on the weekends to help them get out of the hole of that dealer side. And then obviously we're going to have an influx of Jefferson County customers too.
I think we can take care of them, but we've got our own customers too. So, and I would say the same thing for our Shelby County customers.
We did confirm with several counties that are available to help Jefferson County residents. Oldham County has 3 locations. One's in Prospect, LaGrange, and Crestwood. Shelby County is located in the heart of downtown Shelbyville. And Bullitt County is also asking customers to call ahead before driving to their Shepherdsville location. Right now, all new on the night team as medical cannabis becomes legal at the start of the new year. Confusion over where businesses can open. The Metro Council had been looking to expand the restrictions in Louisville, but that appears to be changing. WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg has a better look at Metro Louisville and medical marijuana. Alexandra?
The Metro Council had been looking to expand restrictions on the Louisville businesses that will be able to sell medical marijuana. But new tonight, the Planning and Zoning Committee chair says their recommendations to the council will likely fall in line with what the state says.
One of the treatments is cannabis.
Jennifer Dunnigan of Louisville has suffered with epilepsy since birth and has since been diagnosed with other diseases.
For my wife and our vets, please do not put any more restrictions on the sick.
Metro Council proposed additional restrictions on the cannabis industry here in Louisville. And the one that caught people's attention, where dispensaries can be located. One recommendation was 1,000 feet away from several different places like parks, playgrounds, community centers, and religious buildings. Kentucky Cannabis Freedom Coalition Director Patrick Dunnigan says it's unfair to add extra hardships on patients.
The problem's going to be is those of us that are sick, don't drive.
District 24 Representative Madonna Flood says there's a push in Metro Council to only recognize state restrictions.
We'll replicate what the state says with the 1,000 feet buffer, and we're not going to add in the latest version I just was handed. We will not recognize the 1,000 feet as it applies to certain things like a library or a religious institution.
That means the first 2 Jefferson County dispensaries certainly cannot be within 1,000 feet of schools or daycares.
There are going to be some minor tweaks and changes on it to just recognize state law versus us trying to incorporate things into it.
Flood says that medical and recreational marijuana should not be confused, and that Metro Council will revisit legislation about recreational marijuana if it becomes legal in the state. Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
And the committee will meet again on July 30th to discuss amendments to the ordinance. Then it could move to the council for a vote on August 8th. Doug?
Alexandra, thank you. Tonight, your voice, your vote. Vice President Kamala Harris is pushing ahead with campaigning for the Oval Office just days after President Joe Biden ended his bid for re-election. The likely Democratic nominee launched her first campaign ad today before taking the stage in Houston. Harris, speaking in front of a major teachers union, rallied supporters to fight against former President Donald Trump and what she calls his extreme allies.
While you teach students about democracy and representative government, extremists attack the sacred freedom to vote. While you try to create safe and welcoming places where our children can learn, extremists attack our freedom to live safe from gun violence.
Meantime, former President Donald Trump and his allies continue their attacks on Harris, linking her to the southern border and what they view as a big failure. Earlier today, Trump attacking Harris for how she ran against Biden in 2020. He talked on Fox and Friends.
And, she ran against Biden. And I thought he was terrible, but she was terrible. She was horrible. And she was the meanest person up there. She was meaner to him than anybody else. Not a very good debater, but nasty, just nasty to him.
Vice President Kamala Harris still must make her pick for her running mate. She has until August 7th to do it, and she might be forced to pick sooner than that, with online voting from Democratic delegates expected to start next week. Of course, early favorites for the spot include the Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, who was still alive in that race and has lately been grabbing big headlines for his verbal sparring with J.D. Vance. During his Team Kentucky appearance in Frankfort today, the governor confirmed that he was being vetted as a candidate for vice president. Beshear wouldn't reveal the process. However, he once again committed to serving his full term as governor. Beshear did say that the attention Kentucky is receiving is positive, and he hopes to continue that if he gets an opportunity on the national stage.
I think I'm a person that when you hear him talk to you instead of at you, you recognize that I want to listen to you, and my entire goal in this thing is to better your lives. That opens people up. That allows them to maybe think differently or even potentially vote differently.
Beshear is grabbing big headlines now as political experts say the VP candidates are actually auditioning for the job. He's been battling with Senator J.D. Vance over his claims that he grew up in Appalachia with roots in eastern Kentucky. Well, Saturday, Andy Beshear is going to be heading from Frankfort right over to Des Moines, Iowa, to headline a major Democratic Party event. Iowa is one of the country's most important future presidential primary states. So that's why WHAS11 senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are covering what he's going to say. Starting tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we'll be live with coverage from Des Moines, Iowa. The Iowa Democratic Party invited Beshear as the keynote speaker for their Liberty and Justice celebration, and then we'll be bringing you coverage of that speech all weekend long. Right after this, a special report as we're going to have more live coverage from southwest Jefferson County. Our Taylor Woods on the scene where there's a heavy police presence there, not far from the Farnsley Mormon Landing.